playing squads, duos. We made a couple videos last night, so yeah. Me and my friend can be talking in the party. You guys can probably hear him.
Oh, I'll be in the broadcast. How do you do it?
You have to go to you have to have a YouTube channel.
It says broadcast been stopped.
I'm broadcasting right now.
I'll redo it in the video and redo it.
I can't. It's a broadcast. It's like a live stream.
Do it again, do it
I
again.
can't. You can just go to the my name in the party. Just go to my name in the party. I'm lagging.
Get to the tank.
Got popped by trash 90s.
Go, let's get it. Put it in street.
Let it in with water and I'll put it in your powder. Call me Big Papa and I'll fuck you in your mama. What?
On out in a hood with a Glock. Your butt's gonna get shot. I could just blast you up right now.
Well, where is he? You should make eye tracker for what's it called? The PlayStation. Nothing.
Are you still in your broadcast?
Yeah, I'm still on my broadcast.
Oh, you may. Oh, I can do.
What?
I can see you.
You can?
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
I can't. I know how to get YouTube on pencil.
You don't know how.
Yeah, I can see you.
You don't know how, you said? You see me pop on my trash 90s?
Dude, this is crazy.
Why?
Everything's switching up on me
What do you
when
mean?
I'm watching the video. I'm not gonna have YouTube or anything.
Oh, I missed by an inch. This dude's kind of good. Yeah, I can see that.
I'm the only one on there.
I know. Sad. You should know pop in my trash 90s.
Sorry, it echoes. wish I had YouTube.
Dang it. I know how, do you have a phone, tablet, laptop, well, laptop, iPad?
I have YouTube on my iPad, but I can't do anything.
Is it signed in?
No. My laptop's at my grandma.
Cause all you have to go is to your, like, your,
No, my
phone
school
stuff?
iPad. And
I'm popping my trash
sorry,
cans.
I'll tell you when people are joining in.
Alright, cause I can't see it.
Cause you're in a battle right now.
What? We're shocking Lewis.
Dude, I'm about to get off watching. I want to play it in my game.
Alright.
I'm still in the party in time. Doesn't run out of gas for some reason. Or just, I think he's trying to make up the hill. You,
Dang it, I missed by an inch. Well, it looks like he's about to get pinched. Worms. Dang it. Trying to do nothing, no one. Dang it.
What?
What? What? I dog just headbutted the stairs. What? I did no damage to you.
I have no online. Oh, I have no online. How much do you like Fortnite? 1 out of 10.
60 billion.
It's okay. I'm tired. I'm sad because my online ran out.
Dang it! I smelt it.
Tell
That means
Kitchen
that
I'm sending a friend request.
Kitchen, he's sending you a friend request. He said, what happens if I don't want to accept it? I'm awesome. We stupid.
Yep, he's my friend now. His actual name is Jacob. Whoa. No, Jacob. That's his actual name.
Jacob? Yeah, no.
Why am I so cold?
Let me tell you why.
Why?
You're lesbian.
No, I'm not. Oh, never mind. Yes, I am. Girls.
Totally.
Yeah,
Definitely why you called
you
yourself
almost
a
got me
lesbian.
there.
You smelt it, you dealt it. Bob dealt it, and I smelt it. So who dealt it? You wanna take a stupid quest? Oh, stupid test.
Start killing some people.
Alright. Mary's mom had six kids. May, June, Nay, Ray, and Blay. Which, uh, which, so who's the mom? Well, not who's the mom,
Jenny.
no, Jimmy's the daughter. I didn't say the mom.
No.
So you stupid.
Oh, who's the mom?
Yeah. Alright, story time. Alright.
What?
Alright, story time. This couple was driving down driving down the highway with a car, and the wife tells her husband, that she cheated and she's taken the kids and everything he has, and she said, and the husband says, okay, I don't care. Keeps on driving a little bit faster. He said, I'm also taking the house. I don't care. Drives a little faster. And at the end, he says, alright, ready for it? She says,
Yeah.
I'm leaving everything. Well, I'm taking everything and everyone, you know. And I slept with your brother. And he says, I don't care. You know why? Smack! They hit a tree. He said, die, bitch.
That's funny, but that's mean.
She should have cheated.
Do that?
She shouldn't cheated.
Yeah.
I got that off of a TikToker. Like, stink me, man. I'm gonna stink all over you. Run.
Give it to me, I'm worth it.
Give it to me, I'm getting.
I like potatoes.
I'm about to show you my potato.
No.
Not sexual. No homo. Not even sexual.
Yeah,
no homo. Bro, dude freaking destroyed the wall. So when he destroyed the wall, I sniped him. Bro, quit farting.
Cumberland Falls, okay. I'm doing this bounty hunt.
on real quick. Let me on. I'll be right back. So I do something.
What? Steve.
I ain't gay. Watch your mouth.
I thought you were doing something.
I am. I'm doing something on my phone.
Oh, I didn't know you could hear me.
Well, I did. You called me gay. I'll just show you gay. My foot up your. Alright, this time I'm actually leaving. I have to go do something.
He's totally gay. He sucks butthole. He sucks penis. He sucks penis. He is gay. He likes carrots.
Story time. So on New Year's, my friend and I went to a house party, and she ends up leaving to go to the bathroom, but she comes out like 3 to 5
My knees are extra.
later. She's just like, guys, help. So like, I look at her, I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, shh, I broke the toilet. I fall into the bathroom. The toilet bowl is filled to the rim with water, and there's just 3 pieces of toilet paper just chilling on top. And I'm like, what did you do? She starts freaking out. The people before me didn't flush. I thought it was okay to flush. But
You got what I need. Here is some food for thought. Our fingers have fingertips.
Hey, babe. Story time. Alright, so a boy asked his father, Dad, what's the difference between potentially and realistically? The father thought for a moment and answered, go ask your mother if she would sleep with Brad Pitt for $1 million. Then ask your sister and brother if they'd each sleep with Brad Pitt for $1 million. Come back and tell me what you've learned. So the boy asked his mother, Mom, would you sleep with Brad Pitt for $1 million? His mother replied, of course. We could really use the money, fix up the house, and pay for your education. The boy asked his sister the same question, and she answered, oh my God, I love Brad Pitt. I'd sleep with him in a second. The $1 million is just icing on the cake. The boy then asked his brother, who replied, of course I would, you dumbass. I could really use the money. The next day, the boy's father asked, so did you find out the difference between potentially and realistically? Yes, I did, the boy answered. Potentially, you and I are sitting on $3 million, but realistically, we're living with 2 hookers and a homo. Hey, babe. What? Story time. Alright, so a boy. Alright, baby, it's story time. Alright, so a convict escapes from maximum security prison after being locked up for 20 years. He's on the run and needed food, so he decides to break into a house where he finds a young couple in bed, and of course, they're freaked out. So he orders the woman out of bed, ties her to a chair, and then he ties the husband to the bed. The convict then returns over to the woman, straddles her, whispers in her ear, kisses her cheek, and then goes to the bathroom. The husband then says to the wife, honey, he's the escaped convict from the news. He is in prison for 20 years. He probably hasn't seen a woman since. I saw how he straddled you and he kissed you on your cheek. If you want sex, just give it to him. Do what you want. Don't resist. Don't complain no matter what.
I'm back.
Even if he nauseates you. If he's angry,
Okay.
he's going to kill us. Stay strong, honey. I love you.
Listen to this.
The woman lets out a sigh and says back, honey, he just whispered that he's gay, thinks you're cute, and he's super horny. And he also asked where the condoms were, so I told him they're in the bathroom. I'm glad we're on the same page. Be strong. I love you. All right, baby, it's story time.
Are you hearing this?
All right, so a convict
Yeah.
escapes from maximum security prison after being locked up for 20 years. He's on the run and needed food, so he decides to break into a house where he finds a young couple in bed, and of course they're freaked out. So he orders the woman out of bed, ties her to a chair, and then he ties the husband to the bed. The convict then returns over to the woman, straddles her, whispers in her... All right, baby, story time. All right, so a man calls home, and his daughter answers. Hi, honey. Is Mommy around? She says, no, Daddy. She's upstairs with Uncle Paul. After a brief pause, he says, but honey, you don't have an Uncle Paul. She says, yes, I do. He's upstairs with Mommy right now. Okay, sweetie, here's what I want you to do. Put the phone down, run upstairs, and yell to your mother that Daddy just pulled into the driveway. Okay, Daddy, one sec. A few moments later, she says, I did it, Daddy. And what happened, honey? Well, Mommy got all scared, jumped out of bed with no clothes, ran around screaming, then she tripped and hit her head on the dresser, and now she's not moving. Oh my God! And Uncle Paul? Well, he got scared too, jumped out the window, trying for the pool, but I think he might be dead. There's a long pause. Man says, swimming pool? Is this 486-5281?
You heard it?
All right, baby. Story time.
Ain't that funny?
All right, so a man calls home, and his daughter answers. Hi, honey.
Huh?
Hey! Story time. All right, so there's a teacher, and she's teaching her class, and notices that a student is not paying attention. So she asks him, if there are 3 ducks sitting on a fence, and you shoot one, how many are left? The student says, none. And the teacher says, well, how did you get that answer? He says, because the shot scared the rest of them off. The teacher says, no, it's 2, but I like how you're thinking. The student then asks the teacher, if you see 3 women walking down the street with lollipops, one is licking it, one is sucking it, the other is biting it, which one is married? The teacher answers, the one sucking the lollipop. The student says, no, the one with the wedding ring. But I like how you're thinking.
You get it?
Yeah.
Back! Story time.
Hi.
Baby. It's story time. Alright, so a man dies, and he goes to heaven. And he meets St. Peter's at the pearly gates. While he's there, he sees a bunch of clocks on the wall and says, hey, what are those? And St. Peter says, oh, those are live clocks. He goes, every person on earth has one, and every time they tell a lie, their hands move. So he points to one's clock. He says, whose is that? St. Peter says, oh, that's Mother Teresa's, and the hands have not moved once. Meaning she's never told a lie. And they're like, wow, that's amazing. Points to another clock. He says, whose is that? He says, that's Abe Lincoln's. Only moved twice. So that Abe Lincoln only told 2 lies in his entire life. And
Well, mine's a ceiling fan.
He goes, where's Donald Trump's clock? He says, oh, it's in Jesus' office. He uses it as a ceiling fan.
You get it?
Yeah.
Because he's lying all the time. Donald Trump.
Mhm.
Don't get offended, anybody. Nobody likes him. I
Hey,
don't care.
it's story time. Huh? Bang! Story time. Alright, so, at school one day, Mikey's friend tells him that all adults have at least one dark secret, so it's super easy to blackmail them by simply saying, I know the whole truth. So Mikey decides he's going to try it out. So he gets home and sees his mom first and says, Mom, I know the whole truth. She immediately gives him $20 and says, just don't tell your dad. So next, his dad gets home. Mikey greets him with, Dad, I know the whole truth. His dad immediately pulls his wallet out, gives him $40, and says, please do not say anything to your mother. So at this point, Mikey's super happy with what's going on. He's going to take a bike ride to celebrate. On his way out, he sees the mailman and says, I know the whole truth. The mailman immediately drops the mail, opens his arms, and says, then come here and give your dad a real big hug.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn. ask her a question from 40 feet. She doesn't respond, 30, 20, and until you get a response and so on. So, later that evening, the man is in the den, his wife's cooking dinner, he says, honey, what's for dinner? No response. So he moves a little bit closer, he's about 30 feet away. He says again, honey, what's for dinner? No response. So he moves into the dining room, about 20 feet away. He says, honey, what's for dinner? No response still. So he goes right to the door, says, honey, what's for dinner? No response. Goes right up behind her. Says, honey, what's for dinner? She says, Clyde, for the 5th fucking time, chicken.
He's done had his own problems.
All right, babe.
He does.
Story time.
Yep.
All right, so 3 men are drinking in a bar. A drunk stumbles in and then screams at one of the men, your mom gives the best blowjobs in town. Everybody expects a fight, but the man ignores him and the drunk wanders off. 10 minutes later, the drunk stumbles over and screams at the same man, I just screwed your mom 3 times. Once again, the man refuses to take the bait and the drunk wanders off. 10 minutes later, the same drunk stumbles back over and shouts, your mom even let me. And the man interrupts and says, go home, Dad. You're drunk.
Nice.
You get it?
Yeah.
That was his dad.
All right, babe. Babe. Story time. All right, so there's a bus filled with high school kids, and it gets into a fiery crash, and everyone dies. So upon arriving to heaven, God says, since you died such a terrible death, I'm going to grant you all one wish. So they're all in a huge line. So the first person is a girl who's always worried about her look. She says, I wish to be beautiful. God grants her the wish. Next person in line doesn't know what to ask for, so he just says, okay, I want to be beautiful too. And then all of a sudden, in the back, kid starts laughing his ass off. Next person goes and says, I want to be beautiful, and so on and so forth. And as they keep going, this kid in the back is just laughing his ass off and keeps laughing harder and harder. Finally, last person goes, and the kid steps up, and the guy says, what's your wish? He goes, make them all ugly again.
Nice.
You get it? You get it? That's messed up.
Yeah.
He said everybody else wants to be beautiful on the bus, except that one dude says, make them all ugly again. It's funny.
Babe! Story time.
What man?
Alright, so a newlywed couple are about to have sex for the very first time, and the man removes his shoes and socks and reveals that his toes are all twisted and discolored. What happened to your feet? His wife asks. Well, I had a childhood disease called polio. She said, you mean polio? He said, no, polio. It only affects the toes. So then he removes his pants and reveals he's got a misshapen pair of knees. What happened to your knees? Well, I also had measles. You mean measles? He goes, no, measles. It only affects the knees. So then he removes his underpants and his wife says, oh, okay, don't tell me. I guess you had smallcocks too.
That's smallpox. That's awesome. That's a good one.
You get it? You get it?
Yeah.
Small cocks. Instead of chicken pox, small cocks. Ain't that funny? Alright,
Hey, babe. It's story time.
Story time.
Alright, so a Martian couple land on Earth in a farmer's field. They introduce themselves and the farmer invites them to stay the night. During dinner, the Martian man says it's a tradition on his planet to swap partners as a token of friendship. So not wanting to be rude, the farmer agrees. They swap partners and they go to separate bedrooms. After about an hour, the Martian man asks the farmer's wife, so what's it like having sex with a Martian? And she says, well, it could be a little bigger around. With the twist of his left ear, presto, his penis is bigger around. An hour later, he asks again, how about now? And she says, it could be a bit longer. With the twist of his right ear, bam, longer penis. The next morning at breakfast, the farmer asked his wife, so, how was the Martian man? She replied, fine. How about the Martian woman? The farmer replied, that bitch kept yanking my fucking ears all night.
You get it? That's it.
Yeah.
Penis. Ain't that funny?
That's freaking funny.
Hey, babe.
What?
It's story time.
Can't believe.
Alright, so there's a blonde, and she's tired of all the
Who's
dumb
this
blonde
dude's
jokes.
called?
So she decides
It's
that
on
she's going to
TikTok.
dye her hair brown. Later that
He also has a YouTube channel.
I'm about to look him up.
I can't. It's like just that. I cannot pronounce it.
He's funny.
Yeah.
one day,
He
she's
goes
walking
to
down the
it's a
street,
TikToker.
ecstatic in her newfound
What are
confidence.
you?
She comes across a shepherd in a field with a sheep, and she just thinks they're the cutest thing
Oh,
ever.
this is funny.
So she goes up to him and
Long
says, "Sir,
joke.
if I can correctly guess how many sheep are in your herd, can I have one?"
What?
Thinking there's no way she could ever guess exactly how many there are, he agrees. And to his surprise, she guesses correctly. So, staying true to his word, he says, "All right, ma'am, take your pick." And she proceeds to pick one out. At this point, she's super happy, getting ready to leave, but before she can go, the shepherd stops her and says, "Ma'am, I hate to stop you, but if I can guess your natural hair color, can I have my dog back?" Hey, babe.
You get it? Pretty much called blonde stupid. You get it?
What?
Story time.
What's up with this,
All right, babe.
bro?
Story time.
Alright, babe. Hit me.
Alright, so a mom is out running errands with her triplets, 2 girls and a boy, and she stops at the bank. Now, unfortunately, the bank ends up getting robbed, and even more unfortunately, all 3 triplets end up getting shot. Now, she's taken to the hospital, and the doctor gives her good news that not only do they not need surgery, but the bullet will naturally pass in a few years. So, a few years go by, and the first girl comes up and says, "Mommy, Mommy, I peed out a bullet." Mommy says, "Oh, great, honey." About a week goes by. Second girl says, "Mommy, Mommy, I peed out a bullet." She says, "Great, honey." Another week goes by. The boy comes up, "Mommy, Mommy." She goes, "Let me guess, you peed a bullet." He goes, "No, I was watching YouTube, and I accidentally shot the dog."
Oh no.
What?
Oh.
Ew. Ew. Oh, sex joke.
Does it show it?
No. Oh. No, but it's a sex joke.
Oh.
Instead of peeing out
Oh.
sperm,
Oh no.
he was watching YouTube. Uh huh. Yeah, you get it?
Yeah, totally get it.
Yep.
Aw.
That's funny.
Are you still on your broadcast?
Story time.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Alright, so there's a boy and a girl, and they're on the playground, right?
Okay.
And the boy says to the girl, "I'll give you $10 if you can climb all the way up that flagpole."
Oh God.
And the
Don't
girl
understand.
climbs the flagpole, gets $10. Then she goes home, tells her mom, "Mom, a boy gave me $10 to climb the flagpole." And the mom goes, "He was just trying to look at your underwear, honey." So, next day,
This is funny.
same boy and girl on the playground again. Boy says, "I'll give you $20 if you can climb the flagpole." Again, girl climbs the flagpole, gets all the way up, comes down. Goes home and says, "Mommy, Mommy, I got $20 this time for climbing the flagpole, but I tricked him. I wasn't wearing any underwear."
You get it?
Yeah. You didn't know she didn't wear any underwear that time.
It's story time.
Hit me.
Alright, so 4 expected fathers were in a hospital waiting room while their wives are in labor. The nurse comes out and tells the first man, "Congratulations, you're the father of twin boys." The man says,
I
"What a
see
coincidence.
that
I work for the Minnesota Twins." The nurse returns and tells the second man, "You are the proud father of triplets." The second man responds, "Wow, what a coincidence. I work for the 3M Corporation." As you probably guessed, the nurse tells the third dad his wife gave birth to quadruplets. Says, "This is crazy. I work for the Four Seasons Hotel." Now, before the nurse returns the last time, they look at the other man and he faints. When he comes to, they go, "What's wrong?" He goes, "What's wrong? Because I fucking work for 7-Up."
You stupid.
Oh,
Hey, babe, what time is it?
that's funny. Did you get it? He works for 7-Up.
Yeah.
everybody else has the number in their name, and they got that many kids. He said, "What's the matter? I work for 7 Up." So he got 7 kids or more. It's up.
Oh.
God, I'd hate to be him. That suck.
Babe.
That just irritates me.
Story time. Alright, so a newlywed couple move into a new house. One day, the husband comes home from work and his wife says, "Honey, one of the pipes in the bathroom, can you fix it?" The husband replies, "What do I look like, Mr. Pullman?" A few days go by. Wife says, "Babe, the car won't start. Can you change the battery for me?" Again, he replies, "What do I look like, Mr. Goodwrench?" So another few days go by. It's pouring down rain. The wife notices there's a leak in the roof. So she asks, "Babe, there's a leak in the roof. Can you please fix it?" He replies, "What do I look like, Bob Vila?" So the next day he comes home.
Bob Builder.
The roof is fixed. So's the car and the plumbing. So he asks his wife, "What happened?" She says, "Oh, I had a handyman come fix it. He smells great. How much is that going to cost me?" "Nothing," she says. "He said he'd do it if I either slept with him or baked him a cake." He says, "Oh, what kind of cake did you bake him?" She says, "Oh, what do I look like, Betty Crocker?"
Betty Crocker.
Right. Story time. Alright, so a newlywed couple move into a new house. One day, the husband comes home from work and his wife says, "Honey, what?"
After everything I say babe, okay? But do you catch it?
Hey, baby. Story time. Alright, so one Christmas Eve, a woman comes home to her husband after a busy day of shopping. Later that night, she's getting undressed for bed, and he notices something on the inside of her leg.
What?
"What is that?" he asks. And she replies,
Wow.
"Well, I stopped by the tattoo parlor. On this one, it says Merry Christmas, and on the inside of my other leg, I got Happy New Year." Perplexed, he asked, "What made you do that?" And with a wink, she replied, "Well, now you can't complain that there's never anything to eat between the holidays." Babe, story time. Alright, a group of women are on vacation, and they see a hotel with a sign that reads, "For Women Only." Now they're traveling without any boyfriends or husbands, so they decide to check it out. There's an attractive man at reception and explains how it works. He says there's 5 floors, you go up floor by floor, and once you find what you're looking for, you can stay there. And it's easy because there's a sign on each floor. So they walk up to the first floor, and there's a sign that says, "All the men on this floor are short and plain." They laugh and move on to the next one, where they find a sign that says, "All the men here are short and handsome." They're a little intrigued, but they decide to keep going. Then they go to the third floor, where they find a sign that says, "All the men on this floor are tall and plain." The women are impressed, but keep going. On the 4th floor, the sign says, "All the men here are tall and handsome." At this point, they're thrilled, about to go in, but realize there's still 1 floor left, wondering what is missing. They head to the 5th floor. There, they find a sign that says, "There are no men here. This floor was built to prove there is no way to please a woman." Babe, story time. Alright, a group of women are on vacation, and they... Babe, story time.
Okay, babe, hit me.
Alright, so a man comes to the entrance of heaven. As he approaches the gates, he is told, "You have not done anything good, but you have also not done anything bad either. If you can tell me something amazing you've done, I will grant you entrance." So the man replies, "Well, once I was driving down the road and I saw some gang members threatening a young lady in an alleyway. So I stopped and confronted them. I walked up to the biggest looking dude and straight backhanded him as hard as I could and said, 'You will back off? Leave her alone or I will whoop your ass.' The gatekeeper asked him, 'I don't show this in my book. When did this happen?' The guy replies, 'About 5 minutes ago.'"
Oh! That's how he died.
Yeah.
Hey, babe. Hey, story time.
Yeah, that's how he died when he was doing
Alright,
it.
so a
Yes.
ventriloquist was on stage in a bar at a small town.
I get it.
He's going through his usual run of dumb blonde jokes when a large blonde in the second row stood up and shouted, "I've heard just about enough of your denigrating blonde jokes. What makes you think you can stereotype blondes that way? What does a person's physical attributes have to do with their worth as a human being?" The ventriloquist looked on in confused amazement. "It's jerks like you who keep women like me from being respected," she continued, "and from reaching my full potential as a person because you perpetuate discrimination against not only blondes, but women at large." all in the name of a few pathetic jokes. Flustered, the ventriloquist began to apologize. The blonde interrupted and said, "You stay out of this, mister. I'm talking to that little shithead on your knee."
You get it underneath?
I didn't get that one.
Oh.
Hey, babe.
He's talking
Hey,
about a
story
midget.
time. Alright, so a ventriloquist was on stage in a bar at a small town. He's going through his usual run of dumb blonde jokes when a large blonde in the second row stood up and shouted, "I've heard just about enough of your denigrating blonde jokes. What makes you think you can stereotype blondes that way? What does a person's physical attributes have to do with their worth as a human being?" The ventriloquist looked on in confused amazement. "It's jerks like you who keep women like me from being respected," she continued, "and from reaching my full potential as a person because you perpetuate discrimination against not only blondes, but women at large. All in the name of a few pathetic jokes." Flustered, the ventriloquist began to apologize. The blonde interrupted and said, "You stay out of this, mister. I'm talking to that little shithead on your knee."
Now do you get it?
Hey.
Oh, I get
Story time. Alright, so a woman comes home a little bit early from her business trip. She comes in the house late night, goes quietly up to the bedroom, gets into the bedroom, and she sees 4 legs instead of 2. So she grabs a baseball bat and goes to town. So then she's exhausted. So she's like, I'm gonna go get a drink. She walks down, she sees her husband sitting in the kitchen. Says, "Hey babe, your parents came to visit us, so I let them stay in the bedroom. Did you say hi?"
Oh my god. She killed her parents.
this.
I don't know if
That's
she killed
just
him,
messed
but-
up.
Just killed her parents.
Baby, story time.
Oh, this is the one I told you.
Alright.
I think the one about the cheater.
Yeah.
This is the one.
Man and a woman are
Okay.
driving down the road. And out of nowhere,
He says.
the woman says, "I want a divorce." And the man says
Yes.
nothing. Speeds up just a little bit. She says, "That's not all. I'm taking the kids. I'm taking the house. I'm taking everything in the bank account. And I've been cheating on you."
Ooh.
The man remains a statue. Speeds up just a little bit more. She says, "Don't you have anything to say?" The man says, "Nope. I have everything I need." And she says, "Oh yeah? What's that?" Right as they're about to slam into a tree, he says, "The airbag, bitch."
Oh my god.
You get it?
Hey, babe.
It what?
It's story time.
Ooh, hit me.
Alright, so a man wearing a ski mask walks into a sperm bank holding a gun. He says to the receptionist, "Open up the vault or I'll blow your head off." "But sir," the receptionist cries, "it's just a sperm bank." "I don't care," the man shouts. "Open the vault now." The receptionist opens the vault. Inside there are dozens of sperm samples, and the man says, "Take one of those sperm samples and drink it." "But sir, these are sperm samples." "I don't care," the man shouts. "Drink one." The receptionist knocks one back. "Another, drink another one," the man screams. After the receptionist drinks half a dozen samples, the man takes off his ski mask and says, "See, honey, it's not that hard."
I get it.
Hey, babe. It's story time. Alright, so there's a man and he boards a plane and he takes his seat. He looks over and he's shocked to find that the Pope is sitting right next to him. So a bit after takeoff, the Pope starts working on a crossword puzzle. The Pope turns to the man and says, "Excuse me, sir, but do you know a 4-letter word ending in "unt" that refers to a woman?" Naturally, one word comes to mind, but the man thinks to himself, "I cannot suggest that word to the Pope.
Oh yeah.
There's gotta be another word." Then it hits him. "I think the word you're looking for is aunt." The Pope says, "Oh yeah, of course. You don't happen to have an eraser by chance?"
You get it? Did you get it?
Yeah.
The Pope right on the paper.
Man and he boards a plane and he takes his seat. He looks over
The Pope.
and he's shocked to find the Pope is. Hey, babe. Hey! Story time. Alright. So a man is hiking and he finds a rare centipede. He's amazed by this find and wants to show his drinking buddies, so he decides to capture it and puts it in a ventilated box. So on the way home, he says, "Are you ready for your new home, buddy?" Obviously not expecting a response, but the centipede answers, "Actually, yes. It'll be nice to have a roof over my head." The man is blown away, and the two talk all the way home. Once home, the man wants to take his talking centipede right to the bar, so he taps on the box and says, "Do you want to head down to the bar for a beer?" He gets no answer. He asks again, "Well, what do you think? Hit the bar, meet my buddies?" Silence. He's feeling confused as if he made the whole thing up, and tries one last time, "Hey, do you want to go to the bar?" The centipede finally responds, "Yeah, I heard you the first time, Tom. I'm still putting my shoes on." Hey, babe.
Oh, I get it.
Hey!
Because he already heard it
Story
the
time.
first time, he was just getting ready.
He's also
So a
a
man is-
deaf dude. Well, not a deaf dude.
Hey!
What's it called?
Story time. Seriously. Alright. So a blonde and a brunette are watching a story on the 6 o'clock news. It's about a man ready to jump off a bridge. So the brunette turns to the blonde and says, "I bet you $100 the man is going to jump." The blonde replies, "Okay, you're on." Sure enough, the man jumps, and the blonde gives the brunette the $100. The brunette says, "I can't accept this money. I watched the 5 o'clock news already and saw the man jump." "No, you have to take it," the blonde says. "I watched the 5 o'clock news too. I didn't think he'd jump again."
I get it.
Yeah, the blonde stupid.
Damn right.
Because he already watched the news.
Yeah, and the one chick.
And it's giving him.
No, how she lost. Well, one girl, the other girl lost, is
Hey.
because she said she only
Story
watched
time.
the news, but she said
Seriously.
uh
Alright.
she said that I
Okay,
didn't
babe, it's story
think
time.
he would jump again. Just
Yeah.
stupid.
Now this one comes from Marvin, who instant messaged me on Instagram. So if any of you guys have any stories and you want them to be heard, follow me on YouTube or Instagram, and maybe your story will get told. So anyways, there's a young man who's in high school, going to take his girlfriend to prom, and he goes to rent a tux. When he gets to the tuxedo shop, there's a huge line, waits forever, but eventually he gets his tux. Next, he goes to pick up some flowers for her. Gets to the florist, and of course there's a huge line, but he waits, he's patient, and gets his flowers. Next, he goes to the limo shop, same thing, huge line at the limo shop, but eventually he gets the limo. So they make it to prom, they're dancing, his girlfriend says, "Hey, I'm thirsty, can you go get me some punch?" So yeah, he goes over, and there was no punch line. Okay, babe, it's story time.
I don't get it.
Yeah, me either. I don't
Alright,
get
babe.
it.
It's story time.
Punch. I really
Alright,
don't.
so there's a man, and he moves into a nudist colony. You know, they don't wear any clothes. He receives a letter from his mother asking him to
Felicia.
send her a photo of himself so she can see him. He's too embarrassed to let her know that he lives in a nudist colony, so he cuts the picture in half and sends her the top half. So about a week later, he gets another letter from his grandma asking for a picture. He cuts the picture in half. After he sends it, he realizes he sent the wrong half. So obviously, he's a little worried, but then he remembers his grandmother has horrible eyesight, so he's hoping that she won't notice. A few weeks later, he gets a letter back from his grandmother. It says, "Thank you for the picture, dear. I think you should change your hairstyle. It makes your nose look too short."
Oh!
Wow.
Ew.
This is pee-pee.
Yeah. The grandma said it was too short.
I feel so bad for him. He sent the wrong picture.
I know. Bro,
Talking about the nose of it.
Alright,
You know,
so
the entire
Again, it was his pee-pee. It was bold.
Into a rattlesnake. Horse
Yeah.
leans back, he pulls out his rifle. All of a sudden, the rattlesnake starts talking and says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, don't shoot." He goes, "I'm an enchanted rattlesnake, and if you don't shoot me, I'll give you any 3 wishes you want." Cowboy thinks for a second, decides to take a chance. So he says, "Alright, first, I want a face like Brad Pitt. Second, I want the body of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And third, I want the sexual equipment of this here horse. Rattlesnake says, all right, as soon as you make it back home, your wishes are granted. Turns back, gallops as fast as he can back home, runs through a mirror, sure enough, face just like Brad Pitt. Rips his shirt off, ripped, just like The Rock Johnson. Tears his pants down, says, oh my God, I rode Darlene today.
Ew.
Oh.
I don't get it.
That's just messed
girl.
up.
Hey, story time. Alright, so there's an ugly cowboy in Texas who went out on his horse, ran into a rattlesnake.
That's
Horse
funny.
I swear if you took... Hey, baby! It's story time! Alright, so a wife goes up to her husband and says, baby, take off my shirt. So he does. And she says, okay. I take off my skirt and high heels. So he does. Next, she says, now take off my bra and panties. And he does. And finally, she says, I better never find you wearing my clothes again.
Oh!
I did.
Yeah. Oh, that was thank you. Whoa. Hey, baby.
Bye, bye,
It's
bye.
story time. Alright, so a wife goes up to her husband. Alright, baby. It's story time. Alright, so two men are arguing over whose dog is smarter.
What?
First man says, my dog is so smart that in the morning I ask him to go get my paper. He goes outside, grabs the paper, opens it for me, starts my morning coffee, sits by the table, and we have a long...
Oh, I finally got that!
Alright, so one day, there are two new statues in a park, a man and a woman. They've been facing each other for 100 years. One day a magic penguin comes down, a magic pigeon comes down, and with a flap of his wings, he brings the two to life. He says, for all your patience of 100 years of blazing hot summers and dismal winters, I'm going to give you 30 minutes of human life to do whatever you want. They look at each other and immediately jump in the bushes behind them. The pigeon, waiting patiently, the bushes rustling, here's some giggling. 15 minutes later, the pair come out, laughing, completely out of breath, and he says, hey, you know you guys have 15 minutes left. Do you want to do it again? He looks at her and says, shall we? She says, hell yes. So we're going to switch it up, and snatches the pigeon up. Says, this time, I'm going to hold the pigeon down, and you shit on its head.
Fuck, hit or miss.
Alright, Ben. Story time.
2 a.m.?
At 2 a.m. Alright, so there's 3 blocks.
Wait a second, my friend just sent me a picture. Trying to see what it is. Damn, I do not want to see that. Ew. Send me a B if I can. Hmm? Put a bang on the thing when you're thinking.
And they're walking through a forest. And they come across some tracks. The first blonde says, those are definitely moose tracks. The second blonde goes, no, you're wrong. Those are definitely bear tracks. And the third blonde says, nope, you're both wrong. Those are most definitely deer tracks. And they go on arguing for about an hour until the train finally hits them.
Oh, they're stupid.
They're train tracks. Swear to God.
My loneliness is killing me.
Ads. More ads. More ads.
My loneliness.
Guess you have a boyfriend, but he doesn't kiss him.
Hey, babe. Story time.
Story time.
Alright, so a guy walks in. Hey. Story time. Alright, so a
I
woman
hit you so
comes
much.
home a little bit early from her business trip. She comes in the house late night, goes quietly up to the bedroom, gets into the bedroom, and she sees me. Hey, babe. It's story time. Alright, so one night, a little girl unexpectedly walks in on her mom and dad, you know, doing the deed. So the next morning, the little girl says, Mommy, why were you bouncing up and down on Daddy's stomach last night? And the mom responds, well, honey, I have to bounce up and down to keep Daddy skinny. If I don't do that, he gets fat. And the little girl responds, well, Mommy, that's not going to work. And the mom responds, well, honey, why not? And the little girl says back to her mom, because the babysitter keeps pulling him back up again. Oh! Yeah.
That's awesome.
You get it?
Hey. Alright, babe. Story time.
Hit me, baby.
Alright, so two Italian men get on a bus. They sit down and engage in an animated conversation. The lady sitting behind them ignores them at first, but her attention is galvanized when she hears one of the
I'm
men
taller
saying the
than
following.
Dutch.
Emma comes first. Then I come. Then two asses come together. I come once more. Two asses, they come together again. I come once again and pee twice. Then I come one last time. You foul-mouthed swine, retorted the lady. In this country, we don't talk about our sex lives in public. Hey, cool it down, lady, said the man. Who's talking about the sex? I just telling my friend how to spell in Mississippi.
Oh, I get it.
Alright, babe. Story time. Alright, baby, it's story time.
Alright, baby, hit me.
Alright, so...
I'm scared again.
Alright, babe. Alright, babe. Story time.
Alright, baby. Hit me.
Alright, so a mom is out running errands with her triplets, two girls and a boy, and she stops at the bank. Now, unfortunately, the bank ends up getting robbed, and even more unfortunately, all... Alright, baby, story time. Alright, so a man is walking through the grocery store to pick up a few things, and he notices that an old lady keeps following him around. He thought nothing of it, finishes up his shopping, and proceeds to the checkout line, only to find the lady standing behind him. Pardon me, she says. I'm sorry if my staring made you feel uncomfortable. It's just that my son passed away recently, and you look just like him. I'm sorry for your loss, ma'am. Why don't you go ahead and check out in front of me? She says, thank you so much. And it would just make my day if you could say, goodbye, mother, as I'm leaving. He used to always say that to me as we parted ways. He says, not a problem, ma'am. It would be an honor. So as the old lady left, he called out, goodbye, mother. She waved, smiled, and walked away. As he's getting ready to check out, he notices his total was $245.37. Says, whoa, 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 why is this total so high? I'd only bought a few things. The cashier responds, oh, you were paying for her too. You can't call it. Alright, babe, story time.
I get it.
Alright, babe, story time.
Alright, baby, hit me.
Alright, so a young man goes into a drugstore and asks for condoms. The pharmacist explains that they come in packs of 3, 9, or 12 and asks the man which he prefers. He says, I've been with this girl for a while now. She's really hot.